Hey everyone, welcome to another video of Nameless Things. Today we're taking a look at Marvel True Believers. What if Spider-Man had rescued Gwen Stacy? So this is a reprint of the original What If issue 24 that came out in 1980, and I think the artwork was done by John Romita Jr. And this is a what if of a very popular canon event in Spider-Man storyline where there is the death of Gwen Stacy in Amazing Spider-Man issue 121 by Green Goblin when he throws her off the bridge. And this is basically a what if of had he rescued her. As you can see from the cover, Spider-Man is diving down to rescue Gwen Stacy, which is what we saw Andrew Garfield do in Spider-Man No Way Home, because he had learned it the hard way rather than just whipping a web causing her neck to snap. And in this, it's all about what would have happened further from there had he saved Gwen Stacy. So let's take a look into this book. Before I get further into this video, be sure to hit the like button and share this with your friends. You can subscribe to the channel to stay tuned for more such videos. I have the comic out of the bag in the board over here, and as you can see, it's in amazing condition, so I just like that. And I know a few people would love to have the original. I mean, I would love to have the original too, but I don't mind a reprint, and these are all cheap reprints. It's a great way for those who missed out on the original to have this. Now, obviously, with this being a reprint, this is not a facsimile, so it's going to have modern day ads. It's not going to have the same exact ads as it did in the original back from 1980. So as you can see here, this what if tale starts off with the watcher giving a narration of what happened in the real issue in the real universe or in the mainline universe, and this gives a recap of the relationship that Peter had with Gwen Stacy and a retelling, a small very quick recap of ASM 121 and 122, which is a two-part story about the night Gwen Stacy died. And you can see here that Gwen Stacy died, and there was apparently the very famous scene where Green Goblin died, where he got impaled by his glider. We saw that in the Tobey Maguire movies. And this is where the scene happened where Gwen Stacy died as she fell off the bridge, and Spidey whipped a web, but it snapped her neck and she died and he couldn't save her. It caused a lot of devastation to Peter Parker. It's one of the turning points and very key canon event in a Spider-Man storyline. And it's actually kind of funny because I was thinking about it. In recent times, if you ask anyone who Gwen Stacy is, they would probably say it's Spider-Gwen. That's all because of Into the Spider-Verse and the Spider-Verse comics also that's been coming recently. But much before that, she used to be the first love interest of Peter Parker who died at the hands of Green Goblin. So we have the story going here of what if this is so. Up until now, everything is the same as we read in the original storyline. And as Gwen falls off the bridge, instead of whipping a web in this universe, Spider-Man dives right after her to protect her, and he does catch her. They fall into the ocean, well, not the ocean, sorry, the lake, but he does rescue her out of there, and then he reveals his identity to her, and she chooses to believe him because up until now she was under the impression that Spider-Man is the one who killed her father, which was Captain Stacy. But Peter just reassures her and tells her the fact that he did not kill him, and she chooses to believe him, and they decide to get married. And now, to set things or to settle the scores, he goes behind Green Goblin who tried to kill her, and he's all full unhinged and going right behind him. And the Green Goblin realizes that Spider-Man is quite strong and motivated, and so he decides to come up with a little way to get even. So he sends a package of, you'll get to know what that is in the coming issues. And over here, he goes right into Norman Osborn's house to confront him, and he faces Harry Osborn as well, who at that time was having a major, drug abuse issue actually. Yes, so that he was going through a lot of that in the initial issues. There in this, seeing the fact that Harry Osborn is actually fighting a super powered hero to save his life, that brings Norman Osborn back to his senses. And then Harry says that just give us a chance, we will rehabilitate and get better. And Peter decides to give them that chance. And as you can see here, these are all the preparations going on for their marriage, and they do get married. But then J. Jonah Jameson comes within the police to bust him, because remember that parcel that Green Goblin had to sent via the postal services, it was just proof of Peter Parker being Spider-Man. And then all the police come there to arrest him, but Peter obviously does not want to get arrested, so he flees the scene. And Joe Robertson is disgusted at J. Jonah Jameson's tactics and resigns. And then he tells Gwen that you can come with me, we'll find a way to help Peter. So right now, Peter is a fugitive with his identity out. He can't be with Gwen because, well, they're under constant surveillance. So now what happens is, well, it's left to the end. So this issue is left at a cliffhanger. So that was the review, guys. It is a fun read, and I definitely think that this would have a good storyline different separate storyline. I mean, we've had a lot of other alternate universes. We've had that Renew Your Vows storyline with the whole storyline of what if MJ and Peter had remained married, they had their child, and we also had the other what if of Spider Girl where Mayday Parker had lived and she became the Spider Girl or Spider Woman later on. So this is another universe I think Marvel could definitely explore. I mean, we have the new Ultimate Spider-Man storyline going on right now, and that's great and brilliant. But this also looks actually pretty interesting, and there were a lot of other what if Spider-Man stories that was really good. There was one on what if Spider-Man had proposed to Black Cat. It didn't work out, but in the end of that storyline, actually Spider-Man and Silver Sable get together. So even that I thought was a pretty cool story. I would have loved to see that. Let me know your thoughts about this book in the comments below, and I will catch you guys next time.